planning a country escape, there's a whole lot more to consider than property prices.
You must try out the ice cream before you buy a house in the area.
Absolutely.
Finding something to your taste means considering what's on the inside.
It's fantastic. I love the wood finish.
As well as what's on the outside.
I can see cabbages for miles.
And being decisive about what to keep or what to cut is the best way to end up with the right result.
If you leave a thin stem at the top, it will just produce another thin stem and a floppy bloom.
It's like cutting hair, Chris.
Yes, yes. Short back and sides.
Combining golden sand, a sea of blue, and fields of green, the colourful character of lovely Lincolnshire sometimes expresses itself with a bit of commotion too. Forget Glastonbury and Woodstock, because it's this county that's thought to be the birthplace of the rock festival. It was 1967, the summer of love, and a tiny metal shed in the town of Spalding is where it all began. On the bill, Pink Floyd, Cream and Jimi Hendrix, who legend has it finished his set by picking up his guitar and chucking it at a stack of speakers. It doesn't get more rock and roll than Lincolnshire. Located on the eastern side of the centre of England, the county of Lincolnshire has what it takes to make would-be country escapees feel 1 in a million. Because that's roughly the number of people who already make this beautiful part of the world home.
Lincolnshire just offers a lovely way of life. It's a great place to raise a family. There's plenty to do for children, people my age, the retired. It's just a fabulous place to live.
The coastline provides miles of natural sand peppered with traditional seaside resorts, whilst inland, the county's famously flat farming landscapes are joined by the lesser-known rolling Lincolnshire wolds with their pretty villages and market towns.
I live in Lincolnshire for 18 years, and it's a quiet and nice place to bring your kids up, where you can enjoy the countryside. And there's fresh vegetable, everything fresh.
We don't often come here to Lincolnshire on escape to the country. In fact, I've only been house hunting here a couple of times myself, but those that live here will tell you it's glorious. They like to think that it's a well-kept secret, but it must be a secret that today's couple are in on, because they're willing to move all the way from Scotland to be here.
Hi, I'm Les.
And I'm Lucy.
We want to escape to the country. We want to go to Lincolnshire.
Well, here at St Cyprian's Church, I retire as rector of St Cyprian's in just 3 weeks' time.
And I retire as assistant priest.
Like all the homes Lucy and Les have shared through 36 years of married life, their current home in the Scottish town of Kirkintilloch, near Glasgow, is tied to their work for the church.
One thing I don't like, I don't think you do either, is this fireplace. At least when we have a place of our own, we can do what we choose to it. And if we had owned this place, this would have gone a long time ago.
As well as being able to choose and adapt a home the way they want it for the very first time, they hope the move will allow Les to expand his hobby of upcycling wood pallets into furniture and let Lucy put her mark on a garden. But their choice of location is a bit of a gamble.
We don't particularly know Lincolnshire. Truth be told, we stuck a pin in the map and it came up somewhere near Lincolnshire. It looked the right sort of place, didn't it?
I want especially to be within fairly easy reach of our son and daughter who live in London and Birmingham.
We've always lived where we work, and the house we've lived in has always been part of the job that we've done. This is a chance for us to explore somewhere new, really.
As As first-time buyers, Les and Lucy are relying on life savings to purchase their Lincolnshire home and have an absolute maximum budget of £220,000. For that, the property would have to be perfect with at least 2 bedrooms, a dedicated dining space, a workshop option for Les and a manageable garden for Lucy. They'd like access to public transport, and single-storey living would be a bonus, as they say they're not getting any younger.
It's intriguing that Lucy and Les didn't really know Lincolnshire before, but they've chosen it for what it can offer them. It is quite exciting that at this stage in their life, they are buying their very first property together. They've not done this before. They've always adapted to a space they've been given. Maybe I am a little nervous about how this might go.
We're starting our house tours on the rural outskirts of the village of Wainfleet St Mary. But first we're catching up in the grounds of our hotel on the southern edges of the Lincolnshire Wolds.
Lucy, Les, I'm particularly excited about this move because it'll be the first time that you're choosing something together. How are you both feeling about that?
I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not the most decisive person in the world.
What are you nervous about in particular?
I don't know how to decide.
Not agreeing.
I was wondering whether you may say that. You've got a third wheel. You've got a bit of a gooseberry for the next couple of days, so you can always refer to me. So we need the workshop space.
If possible.
Other hobbies that we need to consider?
We've sort of thought of all sorts of things like pottery, and I guess it'll be a chance to try out things and see what really sort of grabs us. And also, I mean, we want to maintain close links with a local church.
I love leading services. I'm a minister. I hope to keep doing that.
And having chance to get to know a community like that is quite useful. Well, it's just enjoyable.
How is Lincolnshire starting to feel?
It's very pretty here.
We'll certainly be enjoying the countryside as we do have a lot to explore. Are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
We need to find you a house.
I'm looking forward to it.
Let's go.
My first property is on the edges of Wainfleet St Mary, a village with its own brewery dating to the 19th century. It's a short walk over the river to the market town of Wainfleet, All Saints. This provides for everyday needs such as groceries, takeaways and doctor's surgery. There are several bus routes and a station with trains to the coastal resort of Skegness 5 miles away, as well as further afield to Grantham and Nottingham, which offer onward national connections. Just under a mile from the station, my first house sits surrounded by farmland.
Lucy and Les, welcome to house number 1.
It's really nice. I love the flat area, the big flowers, the trees. It's great views from the house.
It feels rural, even though you're well connected.
Yes.
What do you make of the house?
That was really nice.
Oh, I like the first impression.
It's good. It's a nice shelter front garden here, which is attractive.
Let's head inside, see what you make of it.
Yeah.
This semi-detached brick home dates back to 1914, when it was built to provide farm worker accommodation. Recently renovated, including a replacement of the roof with reclaimed tiles, our tour starts at the rear of the property.
And then this door leads straight into this gorgeous kitchen.
That's fantastic. I love the wood finish. The range cooker as well, that's brilliant.
It's very stylish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. But practical.
Talking of practical, so you've got a utility room with a view.
And they've just done it fabulously.
You can see all the gorgeous detail.
Right, yeah. They've done what they really
What they wanted. And they've kept a lot of original features, let me show you.
At the front is a reception room, which includes a home office area.
It's not huge, but it's still comfortable. And then the wooden floors.
Yeah, these are the original. Those cupboards are original.
This isn't the biggest room. But you can get a set here and there, you can watch the telly in it. What do you need, really?
Nice for the two of you, and then when you have guests, it'll definitely feel a little fuller.
That's what family get-togethers are.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
Should we head upstairs?
Yes.
All 3 bedrooms are on the upper floor, which is served by a family shower room, recently fitted out with a contemporary finish. Each of the 2 guest bedrooms provides a rural view, and both are freshly painted in crisp white. Bedroom 3 is the largest on offer. Located at the front, it comes with some high-gloss built-in storage.
And this would be yours.
Like the brick finishing.
Yeah, that matches the kitchen, don't it?
Yes, yeah, a little bit different, it's nice.
And the thing about the rooms up here is there's views.
Yes, yeah.
I can see cabbages for miles.
Is there a bit of you in here, do you think, Lucy?
I suppose I'm reserving judgment a little bit at the minute because I'm sort of trying to process the fact that it is a slightly smaller space.
I think the fact that they got the personality, they're actually a smaller space but nice shapes, features. It's all that together,
Yeah.
it's the package which is good.
The overall impression is beautiful.
Perhaps what I have to show them outside may allay those size worries.
So in terms of extra space, you have this whole area here, storage, more storage, and then what could be a little office or hobby room. Have a look, see what you think, and come and meet me.
Okay.
Thank you.
This versatile single-storey brick-built addition has both power and a water supply.
Yeah, a great place for your second freezer.
It's useful extra space, isn't it? It's too good for your wood and sawdust.
No, you're right there, you're right.
With a good-sized plot surrounded by the big sky landscape so typical of Lincolnshire, there are lots of alternative locations for Les's woodwork shed, as well as room to grow Lucy's gardening ambitions.
Quite a surprising amount of space ground-wise, yeah.
Plenty for your veg.
Yep, I
Somewhere
can
here.
see the potential.
And everything's done.
Yes, oh yeah. You could move straight in.
It's time for the question you probably don't want me to ask, which is how much do you think this property is on the market for?
Perhaps 210, I think it must be very top end of our budget at least.
195,000.
It is on the market for £225,000,
Okay, yeah.
which I know is a little bit naughty, but knowing your absolute max budget, we did have a word with the owner and they said they would be open to a sensible offer.
I'm not surprised. It's got so much going for it.
This early 20th century farm workers' cottage has a recently fitted kitchen, a separate reception room and 3 bedrooms. There's a good-sized garden with additional brick-built accommodation. It's in a rural location, but walking distance from a market town with a railway station and very close to the coast.
I think it's an absolutely fabulous house. I mean, it looks fantastic from outside. Inside, it's really brilliantly done up. It's a work of art. It's craftsmanship of the best order. It's got character, it's got interest. It's just great. But yeah, I could live here.
I like it, there's a nice feel. It's been so beautifully done and it's got some nice space outside. All round it's very nice. It's almost too nice for us.
Lucy and Les are looking forward to more leisure time in retirement. So to find out what's on offer in the wider surroundings of Lincolnshire beyond their house viewings, earlier in the week they took a look around the former spa town of Woodall Spa.
We've also got the Britain's smallest shoe shop here.
Don't tempt me, I like some of those.
After After the discovery of mineral-rich springs here in the 19th century, tourists flocked to bathe in the supposedly healing waters. The resulting impressive hotels were later put to use by the RAF and the famous dam busters during the Second World War, a heritage that's celebrated with a 1940s-themed festival, complete with a yearly vintage flyby. The mineral baths are no more.
It's amazing there's this much woodland right around the town, isn't there?
Yeah, it's great. Real green belt.
But just a short walk from the centre of town, in the 10-acre Jubilee Park, there is a heated outdoor pool and a host of other facilities.
We have lots of activities, places you can go to. So you've got the Kinner in the Woods, the golf course, lots of independent shops and food shops. And then, of course, you've got Jubilee Park, which is in the heart of Woodall Spa, and we offer everything for all ages, and it is just a great place to be.
Debbie Boone moved to the town 17 years ago. She hosts pottery classes from her studio, where we've sent Lucy and Les to investigate what living here could offer them.
So what do you think is special about Woodall Spa?
I honestly can't see that I would find anywhere that gives me everything that Woodall gives me. There's just so much to do here that you can do nothing at all and just enjoy the peace, or you can get involved in so many things. The nature and the walks around Woodall are amazing. You'll probably notice how woody it is. It's just surrounded by woodlands.
Walking is something I really enjoy.
What are you looking for in a location?
I did some pottery a long time ago when I was very young, and I really enjoyed it. I just thought that now I'm probably going to have a bit more time when we're retired.
Yeah.
It might be something I could get back into.
Absolutely.
What are you doing here then? That looks sort of nature-based.
I'm making a series of coasters.
Right.
Actually, would you like to help me? I'd love it if you would.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Fantastic. Well, how about you?
And I'll put some glaze on for you if you like.
Thank you.
Well, it looks like Les and Lucy could find everything they want for their retirement here in Lincolnshire.
So, Lucy, is this inspiring you to get back to pottery?
Yeah, I think it's quite relaxing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Let's see if we can track down a home for those coasters. My next property offering is in the village of Friskney. The village and its parish has a community of almost 2,300. There's a local shop, a couple of pubs, a village hall, and church dating to the 12th century. A bus route runs to Skegness on the coast in around 20 minutes, and the town of Boston in the other direction in around 40 minutes. A very convenient hop for Lucy and Les to make, should they opt for the next potential home I've got lined up. And here is property offering number 2.
I think it looks a good size from outside.
It does kind of say, yeah, this could be friendly.
Got bus stop across the road.
That sounds ideal.
I think it's great. Love to see more.
It's welcoming you in.
Yeah.
Yes.
This attached bungalow is thought to date to the 1960s or 70s. It's currently unoccupied, so let's see what they make of this single-storey blank canvas as our tour starts through the central entrance hall. Come in. Into a reception at the front. This is what I think would be your proper living room.
No, it's a nice space. I like the size of the windows and good views out.
I could envisage what we already have fitting in. A couple of chairs and a settee and the telly.
I wonder if this is just welcoming you that little bit more because it feels more like you.
I think that's spot on.
Let's head to the kitchen. The central hall leads us to the rear. You see those proportions in this hallway. There used to be a bookcase here. And then with the kitchen, you get a walk-in larder with a view.
Yes. It's a good-sized kitchen, yeah. Doesn't need to be any bigger than that, especially with a larder and a utility through there, look.
The units look relatively new to
Yeah.
me. It looks very
Ready to use.
ready to move into.
Have a look around the bedrooms yourselves, and then let's meet outside. With 3 bedrooms on offer here, Lucy and Les could opt to use one as the dedicated dining room thereafter. Perhaps the smaller room next to the kitchen, which has views over farmland.
This could be a dining room, couldn't it?
It could, and it's nice to sort of have a clear view out of the window, isn't it?
Yeah, no, so good space.
Yeah.
It's got the space that they need, it's got the light, and it's on one level, which is such a bonus. Looking good so far.
There's a family shower room and 2 further bedrooms, both of which are good-sized doubles, one at the rear of the home and one at the front, giving Lucy and Les the option of which to make their own.
I quite like the view out to the front on this one.
Oh, nice light rooms, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Ideal.
Yeah.
But we could get a bed in and furniture.
Of course, Les plans for some of that furniture to be made from his pallet upcycling skills. And as luck would have it, there's a garage with carpentry potential.
It's a good size.
Yeah. And the window as well.
This would be perfect for the workshop.
There's a driveway providing off-road parking, and the front garden is edged by a dike. The back garden has a patio area and a lawn backing onto open fields, where they can watch the progress of the farming year. I'm keen to hear what they think and whether they feel it fits with their budget.
Did I hear you planning furniture in those bedrooms?
Probably. It just feels like the sort of space that we could fit into and use quite positively.
And are you both on the same page?
Yeah, I think it's a cracking bungalow. It'd be the sort of place I suppose we were looking for.
How much do you think this bungalow is on the market for?
I'm going to go for around the £200,000 mark.
Okay.
Hopeful.
£195,000.
Okay. It is on the market for £165,000.
Quick.
165.
Yeah, that's music to my ears.
This very budget-friendly bungalow puts Les and Lucy's Lincolnshire wish list firmly in reach. There's a kitchen with a separate utility, 3 bedrooms, a garage with workshop potential, and it's in a village with an active church, plus a bus route to the coast.
It's us. It's the sort of place we would love to live. We're not the youngest people around, and mobility may be an increasing problem, but bungalows is fine for that. There's no stairs. Everything is on the same floor. It's great. I could see myself living here.
So could I. We can see a tractor ploughing the fields, and I grew up on a farm, and it sort of feels kind of familiar and a bit homely.
Did you see everything you wanted to see?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, no, it's a great house. Thank you.
Should we head to the coast, since we're so close?
Sounds good.
That'd be lovely.
Let's do that.
Oh, we do like to be beside the seaside, and where better than Skegness Pier to round off Les and Lucy's introduction to the area.
While we were house hunting today, how did you find each other's reactions?
I think with the first house, I was sort of a bit wary because I was not feeling quite as positive as he was sounding. But we both felt very much the same with the other house that we've seen.
I think you were more decisive than I thought you were going to be.
Part of the reason that you're moving is you wanted to be near the sea.
There's a sort of rhythm about the sea, and to look and you know there's another place the other side of it.
You spent every holiday collecting shells on the beach.
Yeah.
We got chests full of shells that Lucy's collected at the beach.
They sort of say, pick me up.
Oh, there'll be plenty of them here for you.
Yeah.
There's something else just calling to be picked up before we head back to the hotel.
2 strawberries right here for you. Here we go. I went with mint choc chip.
Oh, right.
They're already melting. It's so warm.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You must try out the ice cream before you buy a house in the area.
Absolutely.
And we'll be checking out more property to put them in regular reach of seaside ice cream tomorrow. Lincolnshire property prices are very favourable when compared to neighbouring areas. At just under £312,000, the average cost of a detached home in the county is almost £110,000 lower than Norfolk on its southeasterly tip, and £172,000 lower than England as a whole. Les and Lucy have a budget of £220,000, but if you have more to play with, these are the types of properties also on offer in the area. For a coastal outlook and a garden that leads to sand dunes and the sea, dive into this 3-bedroom semi in Skegness with a modern kitchen diner and outdoor features including a summer house. The guide price is £450,000. Offering a substantial slice of Lincolnshire village life, this handsome late 19th century detached house has a contemporary rear extension. The arresting interiors include an open-plan kitchen diner and 5 bedrooms, on the market with a guide price of £635,000. Or for a short stay with a vintage twist, there's the option of glamping in a vineyard. A 2-night stay in this well-appointed shepherd's hut with a private bush bath costs from £79 in low season, with discounts for longer stays. It sleeps too and is dog-friendly. We are having a great time in Lincolnshire this week. The sun is shining, our house hunters are smiling, and we're in a great position with the properties because we have found somewhere they absolutely love. But if I had £1 every time someone said to me, if I could pick up this property and put it there, well, I'd be able to buy one of these properties. So that's what I want to do today for Lucy and Les. I want to use the magic of the Mystery House to pick up a property and just change its location. My mystery is taking us close to the coast in the village of Winthorpe, but within close walking distance of the busy seaside town of Skegness. Before I reveal that to Les and Lucy, I'm meeting them on the beach. So I thought it'd be lovely to come back to Skegness. Did you talk about what I might have in mind for the Mystery House? Is there something you'd like to see?
I think we've sort of clarified in our mind that probably a bungalow is the right sort of thing to be looking for.
How would you feel about being a little bit closer to the sea?
It could be a plus, yes.
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
Because that is the reason I've brought you back to Skegness today. The Mystery House really isn't too far away.
Right.
So the sun is out for us this morning.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while I go off and check everything's all right at the Mystery House. I'll send you the address. Come and meet me.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
The property twist I have lined up that could put this stunning stretch of sand in daily reach is just a stroll away in Winthorpe. Here the outlook is more a sea of green fields that might well remind Lucy of her childhood on a farm. There's also a church community to get involved with. So let's make hay while the sun shines as I level with you over my final option. And here we are at the Mystery House, less than a mile from where I left our couple at the beach. And do you see what I mean about picking up house number 2 and putting it somewhere else? This is the first and only detached home I'm showing them. But another mystery compromise I'll be revealing is that it doesn't have much garden. However, it is the only one with a ready-made dining space.
And you can imagine them here. Dining table there, maybe a reading corner over here. We need Lucy to go a bit potty with pots out there to make all of this ping.
I could well have a battle of the bungalows on my hands. Time to bring it on as we find out what Lucy and Les make of it.
Welcome, welcome to your Mystery House.
No, it's a really nice bungalow, well, from outside.
And as you'll have noticed on your way to me, not too far from the beach at all.
No,
Yeah.
but equally very close to the countryside, just along there and at the back of those bungalows and everything. So a really nice spot.
Now you may have 2 bungalows that you love. As you'll noticed, it's detached.
Yes, I did notice. And maybe a touch bigger than house number 2. You're going to give us a problem here, deciding.
Good problems only from me. Let's head in.
This detached brick and tile bungalow was built in the mid-70s and sits on a corner plot. But with a garden so high on my retirees' wish list, the fact there's not much to tend to outside adds the mystery twist here. First, though, we're heading inside the recently rented home, which is presently vacant.
So you've got a little porch and quite a nice sized hallway into the kitchen diner.
Wow, that's interesting.
It feels like such a great space.
It does, and I mean, it's almost like a glass wall there, isn't it? There's so much light.
So you can keep an eye on the neighbourhood from this side. And I see your green fingers out there along that wall, making something really pretty to look at every day.
Yeah, making it just a little bit more interesting. To be able to do the cooking and still talk to people gives a nice family feel.
Should we head to the living room? Les, it's just across the hallway.
Okay.
Plenty more to see with this house.
Okay.
The main reception room is dual aspect.
Oh, it's a good sized space.
You're doing well on the sizes of the rooms.
The proportions that you're more sort of used to, in a way.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
How does it compare with the bungalow that we saw yesterday?
Yeah, it compares very well.
Yeah.
It might even be ahead on one or two things.
My mystery seems to be demonstrating an advantage in the battle of the bungalows so far, as I send Lucy and Les to investigate the remaining accommodation, starting with the first of 3 bedrooms, a guest double with built-in storage.
I guess it's a spare room, but it's a good size, isn't it?
And fitted wardrobes. So.
It saves a huge amount of space.
Yeah.
A second guest room is more compact.
Oh,
A bit smaller.
it is good study size.
Good floors. You could just keep those as they are.
Yeah.
The family bathroom has a welcome feature.
Oh, it's even got a bath there as well as a shower.
Yeah, that's good.
That could just swing it, you know.
It could.
Then the main bedroom, number 3, includes fitted wardrobes and a feature wall.
We can keep this wallpaper.
You like the cheetahs or leopards or whatever.
Well, that's a bit more interesting than some, isn't it?
Yes, we're going to have to do some serious thinking.
There we are. We'll have to get the brains working.
Outside, hard standing leads to a detached garage.
Good space. I just got power in it already.
Oh, right, that's handy. It does look sturdy and
feels a bit more secure with the doors and everything.
I actually think this bungalow is working for them in a better way. Obviously, the garage, but also the bath. See, it's these little things.
The main garden is fully fenced and includes decking and lawn. But a mystery compromise is that it's not the largest, so I'm wondering if it's enough for Lucy's gardening plans.
compact garden size that you've got here. This looks like a workable space for somebody who's not going to be doing huge excavation projects or anything. Just jazz it up a bit with a few flowers, that sort of thing.
So plenty of positives. Shall we talk about the other P price?
Yeah. Well, I've said the same thing every time, but I would go slightly higher. I think it's on for 210,000.
Okay.
I'm going to be optimistic and say 205.
It is actually on the market currently for £220,000.
I can understand that.
Have another look around and then I'll meet you outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
It may be at the very top of their budget, but this marvellous mystery offers them detached, single-storey living, a kitchen and dining room, separate reception room and 3 bedrooms. The detached garage is workshop-ready and it's in a residential location close to countryside, less than a mile from the beach, with the transport links and services of Skegness on their doorstep.
My first impressions are, wow, really? It comes pretty close to being perfect, I think. Early in the morning, down to the beach, might become a habit.
I don't think we thought our budget would extend to something like this. We're fairly simple folk. I'm just amazed the fact it's detached. It's got an independent garage. It's all good. It's just got everything going for it.
We all know that house hunting can be tiring work, and sometimes you've just got to stop and smell the roses. And as UK gardens are bursting full of colour and fragrance, I'm going to do exactly that. I'm near the market town of Holbeach to meet rose-growing couple Chris and Margaret Stiles. They started growing roses from a back garden after Chris was made redundant in 1999. But business bloomed into this 3-acre site where they now offer 400 varieties to the public.
Did you know a lot about roses when you first started?
I didn't, no.
You had to learn on the
I
job.
had to learn,
Yes.
yeah. I've learnt a lot from him.
Yeah, and also going to shows is a very good way of learning.
So you went from a garden to all of this?
Yes. So we're currently growing around 45,000 roses. So behind you is year one. This is how they start at the beginning.
Chris and Margaret import rootstock from Holland, where the sandy soil encourages a deep and straight taproot. To create the different varieties, the young shrubs are grafted with a bud to introduce the genetic material that influences the type of flower the mature rose will produce.
So you're sort of almost putting two bits together
Yes.
to make your chosen variety.
Yes. It's a very complicated and skilled job. We have a clever man. As I say, a very skilled job, and a good rose budder can do up to 5,000 of those in one day.
That's incredible.
That's not the only job that needs doing. Front of house at the nursery, it's a constant battle to keep everything looking blooming marvellous.
My mother's request is that you teach me how to look after roses because I'm bad at it.
Yeah.
What should I be doing?
When you plant them, give them plenty of room. Put them in a position where they're going to get at least half a day's sun. And allow enough room for the wind to get through and for them to breathe. That helps keep diseases at bay.
Do they need food?
They do. It's the most important thing, really. Almost more important than watering. But twice a year, spring and middle of July, give them a handful of granular rose feed, sprinkled all the way around. That contains potash, but it also contains trace elements like iron, manganese, boron.
So roses need their multivitamins too?
They do, yeah. Deadheading roses is very important because you'll get repeat flowers. So modern roses start flowering in June, and if you deadhead and cut back, they'll keep going until November, even December.
Do you find that people are sort of scared of deadheading? They don't want to get rid of it?
I think that's one of my top tips, is don't be afraid.
Chris is showing me how to be ruthless with roses.
This rose here, because it's finished flowering and there's nothing left on it.
There's nothing left, that's
You need to cut that back down 3 or 4 leaves.
Down to here?
Down to there,
Oh
yes.
gosh, see?
Yes. OK. And by going lower, you'll produce a thicker, stronger stem that will support the flower. If you leave a thin stem at the top, it will just produce another thin stem and a floppy bloom.
It's like cutting hair, Chris.
Yes, yes. Short back and sides.
With my newly found confidence and some freshly pruned blooms.
Hello, Margaret. I come bearing gifts.
Oh, thank you.
I'm ready to help Margaret with wrapping one of the 1,000 gifted rose orders a week sent out in June.
How are people choosing? By colour, by name, a bit of both?
A bit of both, mainly name.
Really? Mainly name? So tell me about this rose.
Okay.
What's its name?
Right, this one is Dolce Vita. So we
These folds are looking
So we
perfect.
just bring them up and turn it round, bring in the corners in, just like when you're making the corners on a bed sheet.
Yeah, it feels very nurse-like, actually.
Twizzle it round.
Well, it is a nursery. Let's see if my bedside manner measures up.
So that one's going out for a wedding.
Oh, beautiful. What's it called, this flower?
Amazing Day.
Oh, smells absolutely gorgeous. We'll have to keep a close eye on this. I don't want to ruin someone's amazing day.
Okay.
Who packed this? You can just tell them a child did it. It's fine. There we go. I love these.
Twice round the back, round the front.
Should we curl? There we go. I think the wrapping's a bit uneven. I might have to stick to smelling the roses.
I think so.
Well, I didn't promise today's buyers a rose garden, but I did say I'd tried to find them a home. So let's catch up with how that's going.
Well, I've given them a little time to ponder, but you know, I'm a busy woman, got things to do, other houses to find for other people, and now it's time for tea. The afternoon tea is always a good way to catch up. Where are your heads at the moment?
I think what happened was I reacted to each house with my heart, and then the practicalities sort of seeped in. But for me, the mystery house was just, I think, ideal for us.
The location just tips the balance for me. It's close to so much of what's useful to be close to, and yet doesn't feel like it's in the middle of a town. Being that close to the beach is very tempting.
What will you do now?
I think we're hoping to have a second viewing tomorrow,
Perfect.
and I think we will be looking to put in an offer.
That's such great news. You were a little nervous about being indecisive, but you feel the same about it, don't you?
Oh, that's quite unusual.
Because everything felt right, didn't
Yes,
it? And it's a house that had no worries. The practicalities are there, and you can move in and start having the fun that you want to have.
It's still a little bit scary.
I think the process of retiring can be difficult, but this has sort of switched our brain onto this, what happens next, and I think that's been good.
Well, all the very best with that second viewing.
Thank you.
And fingers crossed it all works out.
We will certainly keep you in touch with what
We'll
happens.
let you know.
To your new life.
Cheers.
When I first met Les and Lucy, there was a nervous energy, worries about never having bought a property together, worries that they might be indecisive, that they might not agree on things. But in the end, the search was actually pretty simple. And what I learnt over this journey with them is that some of those nerves came from finding it difficult to leave their current life behind. But now they have a fresh focus because they have seen a property that they both like here in Lincolnshire, and they've had a glimpse into their future. I wish them the very best of luck, and I'll see you next time on Escape to the Country.
I'm absolutely delighted to say that Les and Lucy returned to the mystery bungalow and put in an offer that was accepted. They hope to be moving in very soon, and we hope they'll have much happiness in their new home. If you would also like to escape to the country in England, Northern Ireland, Scotland or Wales, why not apply online at bbc.co.uk/take part.